Hi there, this is Save with Crypto. Okay, so first things first, if you're new to this channel, please do like this video and make sure you're subscribed. It's really important because the channel is comparatively small compared to a lot of people, but I believe it's probably one of the better places to find out about the MultiverseX, or rather Alrond or Maiar, whatever you want to call it. It's a good place to find out about that, and also a lot of people in the kind of community that I've grown over the last year are also very helpful as well, and you'll find some good stuff in the comments. You will find some good people talking about some good stuff. Now, this is probably a good time to get our heads together and get thinking, because there's going to be decisions to make. Now, my last video, which was called 10 Things You Should Know About LKMEX version 2, is proving to be quite popular. If you haven't seen it already, do check out the link in the top right hand corner right now. In that, I was discussing various aspects about the version 2 LKMEX, and kind of starting off the discussion of like whether you should change from version 1 to version 2 or not, or just some of it. One thing did occur to me: a lot of people seem upset by the fact that in the new exchange, which will be called xExchange, that'll be like the new version of Maiar, what you'll have is you'll be always creating LKMEX with a maximum energy. That means it's locked for 4 years. Okay, that's how it's given to you, and if you want to exchange it straight away, you can do, but with up to a 80% fee. Now that sounds really excessive, and that's upset quite a lot of people, but to be honest, I don't see the difference between that and also when you're here. For example, you've got a MEX eGold farm, and you want to choose between if you're going to create MEX with a reward of 16.02%, or if you're going to create LKMEX with a reward of 94.53%. And if you compare those, so say you get 16.02, divide that by 94.53 equals that. So get that as a percentage, so multiply that by 100. Okay, so what that means is if you decide to take your reward as MEX, you're only getting 17% of what you could do if you were taking LKMEX, which basically means you're taking an 83% cut because you've chosen to have MEX. So 80% isn't bad at all. And the point being is you don't have to wait for the unlock dates. So producing LKMEX version 2 is not a bad thing in my mind. That said, I've been trying to think of different strategies and strategies that are going to work best for me going forwards. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this YouTube channel. It's called Just Crypto. It's the channel of Vanessa Harris. And I've known about Vanessa on Twitter for a good year or so, but I've only just discovered this channel. So it's really nice to to see what she's talking about. I really like her delivery as well. She's got a really quite a calm voice, and it's all very cool actually. But I did notice this video here called 5 Strategies for LKMEX 2.0 and xExchange, and it was made before the xExchange and LockedMEX exchange all closed down. So part of the strategy there was swapping MEX or whatever liquid assets you had into LKMEX, because you could get like 2.5 to 3 times the amount if you were going from a liquid asset to a illiquid asset. And for anybody who did that, they would have made a nice bunch of LKMEX. Now I did that a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, and it was interesting really. But to do that, you really have to believe in the future of LKMEX, which I know some people struggle with. But yeah, do check out Vanessa's channel. It's really cool. I will actually link to that video in the top right hand corner now, so you can go and check it out. But I just want to pull off a few screenshots from the slides that she made about that. So the first one she talked about was what she called a polar bear strategy, which is where you're basically swapping your LKMEX for eGold. basically just getting out of the whole system. And obviously you would take a heavy loss for that. But that's not possible now because there's no exchanges left to do that kind of thing. So then there was the brown bear. Now I'm going to base one of my strategies slightly on this. This is where you wait for the unlocks and then swap that to MEX, and you believe the price of MEX will drop more than 50%. Okay. Then she's got these other strategies here. One she called the booking bull. This is also where you would have swapped eGold for LKMEX, but you can't do that anymore. But you would basically get your LKMEX and you would lock it for 4 years, give it maximum energy, and then you would renew the LKMEX every week. That way you would ensure that it would have the maximum energy. It would also mean that the end of your plan was always 4 years away, which may suit some people, may not suit other people. Now, strategy 4 is what you call the Dexter Bull. This is where you lock your LKMEX for 2 years, and you don't maximize the energy, so you basically don't relock it. Then after 2 years, you decide what to do with it then. Now that's a pretty good strategy, I think, because that's going to put you hopefully somewhere in the next bull market. So at that point you might want to swap out what you've got and then maybe jump into something else, I don't know, like eGold or Bitcoin or maybe even Ethereum, I don't know. But something like that might occur in 2 years' time. Then there was the fifth strategy, which is the one she's going to use, which she calls the farmer, where you're basically doing everything that Elrond want you to do. You're maximising the farm, you're locking everything for 4 years, and as long as you want to farm, you're going to renew the lock all the time. Now, when she says you're going to use MEX in liquidity pairs, I'm assuming that at some point you just decide, okay, well, I need some MEX to create a certain liquidity pair, then I will take the hit on whatever LKMEX I want to convert for that purpose and just continue like that. I'm going to base one of my strategies on this because I've got two. Now, in a comment to a video I did last week, there was a comment from Bugs Bacon, and thank you very much for this, by the way. So Bugs said, the best outcome would be zero inflation for MEX, but this won't happen for 8 years. So expect a significant haircut till then. Our only saviour will be the next Bitcoin bull run, but as far as MEX 2.0 goes, we can expect it to lose serious value. Because of this, I will not be energising all or any of my current LKMEX. Instead, I will be selling MEX once it unlocks each month over the next year. I'll be swapping this to eGold to combine with LKMEX to generate more LP tokens in the EGLD LKMEX farm. Any new LKMEX rewards will harvest and then energise just these up to 4 years to gain maximum benefits. So in summary, I want to maximise eGold as first priority, and then secondly, increase LP tokens. Third, energise to 4 years for any new LKMEX rewards. Now this sounds like quite a good plan for me. So what I've come up with is a variation on this and also a plan that I'm going to use with my smaller, what I call my challenge account, which is only worth about $500 at the moment. So I'm going to try two different strategies, but something similar to this is what I'm using for my larger account. Now this is what I'm doing. Part of the reason for this is the fact that I'm a bit older than a lot of people here, and I think 4 years is quite a long time. In the past 5 years, I mean, my life changed completely. 5 years ago I was happily married and with a healthy wife, and then she became ill and she died last year. So, you know, my life has changed, my circumstances have changed, and it all happened very, very quickly. So I don't want to be making plans that are longer than 2 or 3 years. But that might not suit you if you're, say, in your 20s or 30s, which I'm certainly not anymore. I've written this down on my site, savewith.crypto.org. So if you go to savewith.crypto.org and go to news and go to xExchange strategies, you'll get to this page here. Okay, so what I've come up with is the Bugs Bacon SWC strategy. Okay, what the plan is I'm not going to convert any LKMEX version 1 into version 2, right? What I'm going to do is take note of the LKMEX unlock dates in the current MEX farm. Okay, so you can see here that I've got 2.727% unlocks December, 5.3% unlocks in January, and then it goes on. So some of these are quite substantial, like 10% in April next year. That's quite good. And that goes all the way up to May the 7th, 2024. I'm aware of those dates. Now, what I've said is on each unlock date, I'm going to withdraw the LKMEX from the MEX farm, and then I'm going to unlock that MEX and then swap it for eGold. Okay. Oh, and by the way, that farm, I don't think that's going to exist after the new exchange comes out, so this might change slightly. What I think will remain is the eGold LKMEX farm, which is my main kind of farm. So I'm going to look at the dates for that as well. And this is similar to the other one. It's got like 2.76% unlocking on December the 14th, going up to a much smaller amount unlocking on May the 7th, 2024. Now, what my plan is, on each unlock date, I'm going to withdraw the LKMEX from the eGold LKMEX LP farm. So I'm going to split the LP tokens by removing the liquidity, and then I'm going to unlock the available LKMEX version 1 and swap the MEX for eGold. And then what I'll do, because I'll have a bunch of eGold and I'll have a bunch of LKMEX, is I will create new LP tokens for the eGold LKMEX LP farm. So basically the LP farm is going to get bigger and bigger, okay? So I'll also create new LP tokens for any new farms that involve tokens created by meta bonding. I'm still not sure how good meta bonding is going to be. I mean, at the moment it's like almost insignificant, the amount you get. You can stake the price of a house and you get enough for a round of beers, which seems crazy to me. Although I think that will improve, and also staking LKMEX is better than staking eGold. So we'll see how that works out. If any eGold is left, I'm either going to stake that in the Maiar app or consider swapping that to ZoidPay and staking that in my ZoidPay shopping pool. If you stake in that, you will get 17% APR. Oh, and by the way, at the moment, if you stake 100 ZoidPay in there, I will give you 100 ZoidPay as well, so you can double your money straight away. And then what I'll do, all the LKMEX rewards, they will be issued to me with the maximum energy, so they'll all be locked for like 4 years. So I'm going to keep it like that. I'm not going to re-energize that, so it will be a kind of like a 4-year plan that will actually be going on as far as 2024 plus 4 years, so that'll be 2028. So that's actually quite a long way in the future anyway. Now the point of doing this is that it means that I've got available liquid assets if I need them. So the pros here is this will increase my exposure to eGold, which I'm happy with because I believe in that as a long-term holding. It will be as LP tokens in farms, but I'm okay with that. I know you lose some with Impermanent Loss, but I'm okay because it's going to be producing LKMEX version 2, so that's all good. And this strategy will also increase the size of the LP farms and consequently their LKMEX output. And I'm producing LKMEX version 2, which will include all the advantages it has. And another advantage is that partial liquidation is possible without severe penalties. Now I say partial liquidation because up until May 2024, I will still have LKMEX that is locked. Now the cons of this is it means I won't be eligible for the free NFT giveaway for the X Launchpad. That doesn't bother me massively. It also means I won't be able to take advantage of the 2 times to 10 times meta bonding multipliers that are going to be available for the first 3 months, which are only for people who swap all their LKMEX to version 2. So I'll miss out on that, but hey ho. It also means that I won't be able to take advantage of the extra rewards from the energized LKMEX version 2. Now that might be significant, it might not be, I don't know. Now this one here I call the X-Maxi strategy. This is what MultiverseX people like Lucian Tadea want you to do, as far as I can see. Now I'm going to do this for my smaller account, just the $500 account. And in that one, I don't actually have any LKMEX that's going to unlock until January. So I may as well just do something different with this. So what I'm going to do is on December the 8th, I'm going to convert all the LKMEX version 1 to LKMEX version 2. I'm going to keep all the rewards as LKMEX with maximum energy. So I'm going to re-energize them as often as I can, which means that the finish date is always going to be 4 years away until I decide I don't want to do this anymore. So hopefully the meta bonding output will be something worth talking about. So I'm going to look at that and then decide on any new strategies for those tokens. And then I'm going to stake any ZoidPay I get in my shopping pool. So I'll get the maximum APR with that. And also I will be able to participate in the X Launchpad with the NFT that I get. So to summarise, the pros of this one is this will maximise the power of the DEX in every way possible, so I'll get the maximum LKMEX output, meta bonding, all that kind of thing. I'll be able to take advantage of the 2x to 10x meta bonding multipliers for the first 3 months. I'll be eligible for the free NFT given entry to X Launchpad. There's going to be boost available on certain farms, and if I want to, I'll be able to liquidate the whole thing and swap it for something else. Now, there are going to be severe penalties for that, but if that's what I need to do at some point, that's what I can do. Now, the cons against this are you could be waiting a long time before you see any decent liquid rewards. And I think as well, you need to believe in the whole MultiverseX ecosystem. So there you go. So there's 2 strategies I'm going to use. I'm going to use the first one on my big account, the second one on my smaller account, and I'll see which one works best, really. If you've got any ideas about this, you can comment on this post down here. And it'd be interesting to see your opinions, and maybe I will tweak my strategy depending on what people say. By the way, I put this thing here as well if you want to claim your 100 ZoidPay if you haven't already. Okay, so I hope you found that interesting. I know my strategy seems a little bit timid, and you might have been expecting me to go headfirst into the whole MultiverseX ecosystem and just swap everything to version 2 LKMEX, but for the reasons I mentioned, I'm not going to do that with the larger account anyway. So, so let me know what you think. And while you're down there, give the video a like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you've got notifications set on all. And above all, tell your friends.